Very good morning, students. Today I am going to focus on our next point is your transdermal drug delivery system. This is the agenda of my today's presentation, which consists of definition of transdermal drug delivery system, mechanism of drug absorption through skin, fundamentals of skin permeation, factors affecting transdermal permeability, permeation enhancers, type, advantages, disadvantages, and last is conclusion. So let us start with one by one. As far as the transdermal drug delivery system is concerned, it's having the many advantages relative to the accessibility of the skin. Only a small number of drug products are currently available via transdermal drug delivery system. So transdermal therapeutics are defined as self-contained discrete dosage form which when applied to the intact skin deliver the drugs through skin at a controlled rate to the systemic circulation, or in another word you can say that transdermal drug delivery system are the systems that utilize the skin as a site for the continuous drug administration into the systemic circulation. The biological properties of the drug molecules includes the dermal irritation and insufficient bioavailability have been problematic here. So still there are a number of notable examples of successful transdermal products on the market are available. So TDD offers the different types of the advantages. Later on we'll going to rule down that aspect same. As far as the mechanism of drug absorption are concerned, the drug absorption basically is happened through the skin. Basically the skin consists of three main layers, that is epidermis, dermis and subcutaneous, where in case of epidermis there are the different types of the layers are there, which has been started as the very first layer. It is there in the epidermis is your stratum corneum, then stratum granulosum, then stratum spinosum, then stratum basal. So this is related with the epidermis. So when we are supposed to apply the TTDS or the transdermal patch over the skin, so it has to be diffused from this sort of the layer of the epidermis. The second aspect is your dermis. Dermis basically which consists of some part of stratum basal, and below than that the sweat duct is there, sebaceous gland, arrector pili muscle, then sweat gland even at the below level. So these are the contain, and basically these some lower part of the blood vessels are also comprises there in the dermis, so which is eventually responsible, that is you can say that it is a uppermost part of your subcutaneous layer. And in case of subcutaneous layer, which is the basal part, actually which is the you can say the last layer of the skin is your subcutaneous tissue, which is comprises of blood vessels and the fat globules you can say. So this is nothing but the pictures which is located within these layers. The skin circulatory system, that is your arterial plexus you can say, and appendages, that is nothing but hair follicles, sebaceous and sweat glands. These are the different types of the pathways of the drug absorption through the skin. The very first pathway or the route you can say that transfollicular route. Transfollicular route is the shortest pathway that drug has to follow to reach the systemic circulation that provides a large area for the diffusion of drugs. Second route is your transcellular route, which consists of the drug delivery which can be happen through this route, which has passes from the corneocytes, which has tightly highly hydrated keratin creating hydrophilic pathway. So the drug passes through these corneocytes of stratum corneum. The third route is your intracellular route, wherein in intracellular pathway the drug diffuses through the continuous lipid matrix present between the cell. This is the basic fundamentals related with your what you can say the skin permeation drug delivery. So wherein you are able to judge the rate of permeation. Basically, when we talk regarding the fundamentals of the skin permeation, so the rate of permeations can be judged by means of your permeability coefficient and its direct correlations with respect to the what we can say the concentration in donor compartment and concentration in the receptor compartment. So basically it is expressed in terms of mathematical equation, that is dq of dt dq by dt is equal to ps into cd minus cr, where dq by dt is your rate of permeation, then ps is nothing but permeability coefficient, then cd is nothing but concentration in the donor compartment, and cr is nothing but concentration in the receptor compartment. Basically when we talk regarding the fundamentals of rate of permeation, so there are the different types of the approaches are really useful to achieve and maintain the therapeutic concentration of the drug in the blood. So the resistance of the skin, that is your stratum corneum, basically this is the first hurdle you can say to for the diffusion of the drugs, which has to be reduced in order to drug molecules to cross the skin and to maintain the therapeutic level in the blood. So as far as the approaches are there, so chemical approaches are there, physical approaches are there. So in chemical approaches you can say the use of penetration enhancer you can enlist, then delipidization of the stratum corneum, synthesis of lipophilic analog, then biological approach. So these are there in the basket of your chemical approach, where in case of physical approach, iontophoresis, sonophoresis, thermal energy, stripping of stratum corneum, then hydration of stratum corneum. So these are the different types of the approaches are there while studying these transdermal drug delivery system. Okay. Next is your factor which are affecting the transdermal permeability. Basically there are the different types of the factors are there, but principal transport mechanism across the mammalian scale, mammalian skin, is by passive diffusion. The factors which influencing and having the differences in the transdermal permeability of the stratum corneum. So first is your lipid solubility. At higher concentration, the rate of penetration of the alcohol is greatly increased and does not follow the pattern of absorption from the weak solution, but high concentration may damage the stratum corneum, impairing its barrier properties. Next is your partition coefficient. Drugs possessing both water and lipid solubility are favorably absorbed through the skin. Okay, so this is very fundamental aspect related with the partition coefficient. That transdermal permeability coefficient, which shows a linear dependency on partition coefficient. A lipid water partition of 1 or greater is generally required for the optimal transdermal permeability. Then pH condition. Here in pH condition, the extent of dissociation in case of ionic drugs and their transdermal permeability depends on pH condition of the skin surface as well as the drug delivery system. In case of ephedrine and scopolamine, the transdermal flux of the drug increases with increasing pH up to 1.2, approximately 1.2 higher than their respective pKa values. So this is all about the crucial factors which are affecting the transdermal permeability. Next is your permeation enhancer. So when we talk regarding the permeation enhancer, one should really talk regarding the different types of its absorption, where we talk regarding the use, that is chemicals that process that promote the penetration of typically applied drugs are commonly referred as accelerants, absorption promoters, or in simple language you can say penetration enhancer. So the compound which promote this kind of mechanism, this is called as the permeation enhancer. Basically it is classified as there are the different solvent, surfactant and miscellaneous chemicals are used. So when we talk regarding the its property, the properties are quite of a different one. So the very first property while selection of the penetration enhancer, one must keep in mind that it should be pharmacologically inert, non-toxic, and non-irritating, and non-allergenic too. Onset of action should be rapid, and duration of activity should be predictable and suitable for the drug used. Upon removal of the enhancer, the horny layer should immediately and fully recover its normal barrier property. Then next property would be barrier function of the skin should be reduced in one direction only, and the accelerant should be chemically physically compatible with all the drugs and adjuvants to be formulated in the topical preparations and the devices. And yeah, obviously it should be or rather it must be inexpensive, odorless, tasteless, colorless, okay, so to be cosmetically acceptable, that's why. Okay, and at last it should be radially formulated into the dermatological preparations, different devices, and the skin adhesive. And obviously it should spread well on the skin with a suitable skin film. These are the different types of the transdermal patches, you can say, that it's having majoritically it's having the four major part, that is a single layer drug in adhesive, then multi-layer drug in adhesive, then drug reservoir in adhesive, and last is your drug matrix in adhesive. So we'll discuss it one by one. The first type of transdermal patch is single layer drug in adhesive. So adhesive layer of the system also contain the drug, okay, and it has been characterized by the inclusion of drug directly within the skin contacting adhesive. In this transdermal design, the adhesive not only serve to affix the system to the skin, but also serves as the formulation foundation containing the drug and all the excipients under a single backing film. And at last is the rate of the release of drug from this type of system is dependent on the diffusion across the skin. So where you could able to see there in the diagram, there are the three layer. First one is your liner, middle one is your drug in the adhesive, and uppermost is your backing. So in short, you can say that adhesive layer is surrounded by temporary liner, which is at below, and a backing, which is of outmost. Next one is your multi-layer drug in the adhesive. So it is similar to the single layer drug in adhesive in that the drug is incorporated directly into the adhesive. However, the multi-layer encompasses either addition of membrane between the two distinct drug in adhesive layer, or the addition of multiple drug in the adhesive layers under a single backing film. So where you could able to see here the liner, the membrane, it has got sandwich between the upper drug in adhesive layer as well as lower drug in adhesive layer. So it's only because of these two layer which is away from this membrane, actually, that is drug in adhesive and drug in adhesive. So it's only because of that passion or the mechanism this patch is called as multi-layer drug in adhesive, and uppermost part it is there in your single layer drug in the adhesive, and below is your liner one. Okay, so the multi-layer drug in the adhesive is obviously it is a similar passion of your single layer drug in the adhesive. So this patch also has a temporary liner layer and a permanent backing layer. Next one is your drug reservoir. So unlike the single layer and multi-layer drug in the adhesive system, the reservoir transdermal system has a separate drug layer. So it characterizes the inclusion of the lipid compartment containing a drug solution or suspension separated from the release liner by a semi-permeable membrane and adhesive. So the adhesive component of the product responsible for the skin adhesion can either be incorporated as a continuous layer between the membrane and the release liner, or in a concentric configuration around the membrane. This patch is also backed by the backing layer. So there are the two types of the reservoir system. Examples are membrane moderated system, and one is your micro reservoir system. So where you could able to see here, the drug is gonna embedded there below the backing membrane, but above the actual membrane. So adhesive is the second most layer, you can say, and next one is your liner, which is at the bottom. Next one is your drug matrix in adhesive. So this type, it has been characterized by the inclusion of a semi-solid matrix containing a drug solution or the suspension which is in direct contact with the released liner. Okay, and the component responsible for the skin adhesion is incorporated in an overlay and forms a concentric configuration around the semi-solid matrix. So this design actually which was established in the year of 1990, so that and also these matrix patches are similar and are less visible than the reservoir patches. So in this matrix, the active medication, the film that control the release of medication, and the adhesive backings are integrated into the one layer. So other patch available today as a hormone replacement therapy and smoking cessation patches, and use of these matrix design. So it is obviously available in the market. Next is your advantage. The advantages of these systems is your avoidance of significant pre-systemic metabolism and the need there for a lower daily dose. Okay, so recent inner and intra-patient variabilities are observed. Drug input can be terminated simply by means of your simple by removal of patch, and the drug levels can be maintained in the systemic circulation within the therapeutic windows for a prolonged period of time. And last is your self administration is possible. As far as disadvantages or the limitation, you can say, are concerned with the transdermal patches are: the very first limitation related with this TDD is your drug must have some desirable physicochemical properties for penetration through stratum corneum, and if the drug dose is required for the therapeutic value is more than 10 to 25 milligram per day. Okay, so the transdermal delivery will be very difficult in such a case. So daily doses of less than 5 mg per day are preferred. Okay, so this is the biggest limitation related with this transdermal delivery. Okay, next is your local irritation at the site of administration, such as you can say the itching, then erythema and local edema may be caused by the drug. So the adhesive or the other excipients in the patch formulations must be compatible to each other, and it must be biologically inert. Then clinical need must be clearly established. The barrier function of the skin changes from one side to another, from person to person and with age. And not only this, but also poor skin permeability limits the number of drugs that can be delivered in the manner. So it cannot deliver the ionic drugs. These TDDAs cannot achieve the high drug levels in the blood or the plasma. The drugs of the large molecular size cannot be developed for the TDD, and last is your the drug cannot going to be delivered in the pulsatile passion. Okay, so this is all about the very what you can say the crucial limitations related with this. I have mentioned few of them, that the drugs with the short half-life that are subjected to the large first pass metabolism, the drug formulations may cause the skin irritations, I have already told you. So this is basically the different types of the limitations, while one can just going to think about for the formulation of transdermal drug delivery system. Basically, as far as mechanism of action of penetration enhancer is concerned, there is a disruption of the highly ordered structure of the stratum corneum lipids. Okay, then interaction with the intercellular protein. So apart from that, there are so many mechanism related with the TDDS which improve the partitioning of the drug co-enhancer or solvent into the stratum corneum. Next one is your conclusion, but before going to talk or to conclude my session, here I wanted to say related with the physical techniques. There are so many physical techniques rather, can be employed to facilitate the transdermal transport of drug molecules which are inappropriate for the passive transport. The different physical techniques used for the increasing the drug transport are iontophoresis, then electroporation, then sonophoresis, then microfabricated microneedles, then vesicular carrier. In that, the liposome, transferosome are there. Apart from that, there are so many approaches are there. Okay, so in its vesicle design, which consists of vesicular carrier, ethosomes are also there for the enhanced transdermal drug delivery system. So this is all about the some physical techniques by which one can go for the facilitation of the transdermal transport of the drug molecule. Okay, so this is the conclusion. Transdermal drug delivery technologies are becoming one of the fastest growing sectors within the pharmaceutical industry. Advance in a drug delivery system having increasingly brought about the rate control delivery with the fewer side effect as well as the increased efficacy and constant drug delivery. Though this part we have done in our classroom, but at the outset I have taken this opportunity to roll down that transdermal drug delivery system once again as a revision. Thank you so much. In next presentation we'll going to cover the next part, that is gastroretentive drug delivery system. Thank you so much.